All right, whoop, we are underway. Hopefully. So welcome, guys. I appreciate the opportunity today to speak to you guys. For those that haven't met me, my name is Chris Baker. I think I've met most of you in the past before. I'm with Liberty Title. I come to you bearing gifts. I've been teaching this class in different iterations for about 2 years now. It's an ever-evolving, ever-changing, never stopping overflow of information. And today's gonna be no different. I'm gonna bring to you a ton of information. I do like to always start off and say, just enjoy the show, because if you try to keep notes and take pictures, two things: I'm gonna record it, so I'll send you the link to the YouTube video. I'll also send out the slides. And at any point in time you have a question, if you want to interject, this is not me talking at you. I just like to keep people involved. Everything I've learned not only just on my own, but by teaching the classes, finding out what other agents are doing, taking that information, internalizing it. I pick and choose, I cherry pick, I steal. I am by no means the expert. I just happen to be a few steps ahead of most people because I'm involved with this and I teach it. And you know what they say: if you want to learn something, teach it. So I always like to start off with the fact that, as you guys already are aware, AI, hello. AI is overwhelming. It's ridiculous the amount of news that we hear about it. It's moving so fast that, again, don't try to necessarily stay on top of everything. I recommend you treat it like a buffet, and we'll harp on that topic a lot, and pick one or two items and go with that. Like, oh, that's a good idea. I never thought about that before. I never looked at that idea. Instead of trying to go, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that, because I have talked to agents and I'm on their third, fourth, fifth iteration, and they're still waiting for that one thing, and they try to do everything, and they never really settle with something that actually helps them. So who here is currently using ChatGPT? I'm just curious. Anyone using, not necessarily AI, but anyone here? Most people are pretty familiar with it. So when I talk about ChatGPT, I'm making the assumption that you guys know what I'm talking about. It is the OG, the original, the standard. It's the one that's most popular. I do want to make the point, though, that when I'm referring to everything we talk about today using ChatGPT or any of the AIs, I do have the Pro account, which is the $20 a month, which is ridiculous if you're not paying for it, because it's such a nominal cost for what the power it evolves. And a lot of the things we do today, it's going to demonstrate you have to have the Pro account. There is a super duper account that's like $200 a month. I haven't seen necessarily the reason to do that. I will touch on one of the factors that you're going to be able to do with that super duper account when we get to it. But right now, you can do a lot for free. So I'm not saying you have to pay for it, but if you want to demonstrate or do what I'm going to do today, you're going to have to consider that. The other competitor that I do want to make you aware of, if you haven't heard of it, from ChatGPT, is called Claude, Claude, Claude.ai. It's by a company called Anthropic. They're another fantastic, if not one of the best. And it's always like a neck and neck race between who's better. It's really up to what you use it for. The reason I brought Claude in is I prefer it over ChatGPT for one thing and one thing only, and that's for taking data, statistics, information, things like MLS reports, CSV files. And when you import it into Claude, it makes better visual representations, pie charts, graphs, things like you want to share with your clients. ChatGPT sometimes struggles and it doesn't come out as nice as Claude, and it's simply astounding. And I'll give you some demonstrations of that when we get to that. But again, I'll talk more about which one is which. And lastly, you probably heard the news, but recently DeepSeek was unveiled. They came out of nowhere because everyone's been so familiar with ChatGPT and the money that's being spent and the billions and billions of dollars in development to make ChatGPT, the data centers, the government contracts. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, for $6 million, a Chinese research lab came out with DeepSeek, and it wiped the floor with ChatGPT, and it's free. And of course, that set all the alarms off, and people were like, what is going on? So if you really want to play along and test them out, I do encourage you to check out DeepSeek. It's up to you. It's your personal comfort. Everyone's like, well, it's owned by China, and I don't want my data going to China. I get that. I'm not trying to preach what to do, but at this point, Google probably has more of your data than anyone, and who knows where it's going. But I just wanted you to be aware, this is no joke. This is one of the best AIs I've ever used, and if you don't want to pay any money, give it a shot. If there's anything you take away today from this class, the one thing I want you guys to start really, really paying attention to is Perplexity AI. Perplexity AI is what I call a Google killer. And the reason I like Perplexity AI, because again, it is free, And vastly majority of what you can do with it, you can do for free. There are some perks to having the pro account, which again is $20 a month. I do not have the pro account, but Perplexity AI is fantastic. So it's an AI search engine. It's a search engine similar to Google. You type in what you're looking for, but what it does is it's supercharged. It's going to combine AI with real-time browsing to give you a quick and direct answers instead of you having to dig through the links in Google. And instead of just showing you websites, which again can be tedious and time-consuming, it reads and then summarizes those websites and then puts those answers in front of you, and then it shows you the sources. So I have yet to find myself using Google in the last year because this makes life so easy on anything you want to search. If you're doing comparison shopping with cars, if you want real estate market data, if you're looking up your competition, if you're doing a vanity search and looking at yourself, anything and anything you could think of, it is so much more user-friendly, prettier, and the data is just right there. But just, again, I'll show you a demonstration of it. This was me just saying, hey, can you tell me about Berkshire Hathaway in Annapolis? It shows you the source websites that it went out and got them from. It gives you a summary of it, and then it sources like bibliography right down here. So if you want to get more, and as you pan down, it'll have additional questions that you may or may not want to ask on that topic, and it's fantastic. It's free. So Perplexity.ai is one of the first AI softwares I wanted to make sure you guys are aware of. So why is everyone using ChatGPT? It goes back to the fact that it's cheap, very customizable, it's versatile, it's been there since the beginning. The thing I need everyone to understand is so many people, especially in real estate, want to use ChatGPT to do everything for them. And guys, you can't let it do everything for you. It's a tool like anything else. And if you're not focusing on one or two things and using the AI for that, you're going to get overwhelmed and you're just going to stop and you're not going to do anything. So let's try to stay away from that. So back to my point, AI is like a buffet. As you can tell by most of these images, that is not a Disney cruise, even though it looks like that's what their buffet is. All the AI images, you are aware you can do this with AI. I generated images all the time. We're going to show you the next iteration, what you can do with it. But with AI, you need to pick and choose the things that you like, work with them, and then take that information and try to focus on that. So today I'm going to give you a fire hose of information and data. But if you want to learn more about a particular topic, make a note, raise your hand, and I'll happily delve into it more. I just can't do it all in one class. I'm here to give you like the big picture. So the first thing I always like to start off on my presentations, and the most valuable thing I have seen people do with AI that especially benefits realtors, is using it to generate content. And when I say content, I mean content to share on social media, content to share on videos, content to get your face, your image, your product out to the world. And a lot of people, we have tons and tons of data from Bright and the MLS. We have tons and tons of data that we get from all various sources, and our clients want to know it. What's my house worth? What's the market doing? What are interest rates? What are houses selling for? All this great stuff. And if you don't know how to explain it to someone, or you just show up with a whole bunch of printed out reports or a big CMA, they're going to go, huh? Some people are really good at explaining that. Others are just like, I don't know where to begin. I'm just going to email it to them. And then they just hope the client understands what you're looking at. Well, the beauty of AI is, here's an example. I basically went out and I just typed in real estate information, and I grabbed a news article from the internet. And this happens to be a January home sales fall as high mortgage rates, price fees out. And then you've probably seen those talking head videos where people on social media have the clip of the house or the news article. This is something that I use AI for. I first take that and I upload this image. It can be a graphic, it could be a website, it could be a YouTube video, it could be a PDF. It doesn't matter. If it's digital, you can throw it into AI and say, AI, can you do me a favor and make a video script for that article? So that's what it did first. And then I take that, and I happen to use TikTok. I also use Instagram. This is something we can teach you. It doesn't matter, Facebook, whatever you want. I then have my head overlay the video, and similar to what you guys see, this is an example.
This is an example of a green screen. I can move my head around.
This is very easy to do, and I'm happy to delve more into that. But the reason I'm telling you this is because, guys, you have to get information out there. You have to get content. People are demanding, because of eyeballs being the currency now and your attention. If you're not out there, this is the generation that's coming up. They're not going to be able to find you. If you're expecting them to look at your email, your newsletter, or find your website, sorry, that's not going to be the case much longer. And back to my very point in the beginning, AI is not here to replace you guys. As I always say, it's the agents using AI that are going to replace you, if not already in the process. So I'm just making you aware to be prepared. Here's another example. I just grabbed from MAR Housing stats, it's a great infographic. And by the way, you can make your own infographics with AI. All you have to do is just ask it, I'd like to make an infographic with the current market real estate data for what area. And you do have to have the paid version because it will go out and grab relevant data. You can then also just steal PDFs. I do this from competitors. I do it from websites. I grab it from other agents marketing. Just the sky's the limit. But a client might get this and go, I like this, or it's too busy. You can then upload this because it was a PDF or a website screenshot and just say, hey, turn this into a video script. So now you have this valuable piece of information that you now can convert into a script, and then you can make a video about it with your head overlay. People love this stuff, and it's going to put your face out there, your name out there, your content, and it's going to keep the system rolling because Google is scraping the internet. They're going to see your Instagram feed, your TikTok feed, your Facebook. So when people go to look for houses in Annapolis or wherever you're selling, if you're the person that's consistently putting out content using AI, I just want you to be aware. You can upload documents, and we'll show you how to do that. Here's one I like to use as an example. I never thought about this, but I thought this was a great idea. I got this from Tom Ferry. Go out and copy all of your reviews from Google Business Profile, Realtor.com, Zillow, wherever you have them. Post them in the ChatGPT. Ask them to summarize them when looking for recurring themes, and then break them down into bullet points, and then use that to craft your mission statement. So I apologize, Alyssa. I'm going to basically take you, and that's exactly what I did. This is why I didn't want you to leave. And it's great when you work with agents that have really good profiles because I've gone on, I'm like, oop, not putting that in there. You were very easy because as soon as you popped right up, I literally took and scanned your entire customer review from the 15 that you had on this particular website. And then I just said, tell me about what your value proposition is, and boom, you probably already know this about yourself, but maybe you wanted to put it into a clear and concise format that you can now share it on your marketing, and I'll happily send this out to you. But check this out. What if I wanted you to actually have a mission statement? Can you tell me, is this you to empower buyers and sellers with expert knowledge, personalized service, unwavering support? Anyone probably could say this, but this did come from your clients referring you. So I'm just saying, again, use that as an example. Go out and steal it, take your data, and I will happily show you how to do this, guys. All I did is I went to your website, I highlighted everything, Control-C copied, went into ChatGPT, Control-V pasted. I said, can you summarize this? Give me her value proposition. And then I had it make me do a mission statement. So something cool to do. How about uploading your listing presentation? I don't know if anyone is doing a listing presentation. I don't know if anyone has a pitch book, paragraph, or document, or even an iPad presentation, but a lot of people, if you're doing that, here's how you can spruce it up. I just went to Realtor.com and I downloaded a PowerPoint presentation and I just uploaded it in there. And you can say, take a look at this and tweak this for me. Make it better. Make it prettier. Hell, you can even have it make the slides for you if you've never done it before. Guys, this is the stuff you can start doing. And again, it's by clicking on this plus symbol and adding documents. In this example, it happened to be PowerPoint. You can use the AI to generate the content for you to put your presentation. Maybe you're doing a buyer consult. Maybe you're doing a listing presentation. But these are just examples of what people are doing it. And then you could say, okay, you did my presentation for me. Summarize it for me so then you can practice and polish so you're not winging it when you're in front of the client. Again, just another example of what people are using for AI. So what are some of the best uses right now for real estate agents using ChatGPT? Well, of course, we all know the tried and true marketing copy. People are using it for their listing descriptions. They're doing it for compelling, detailed, SEO-friendly real estate, highlighting key features. This is like the tried and true method, but everyone's doing it, guys. So you're not going to set yourself apart. I remember back in the day, and I joke about it, when I did a listing, because I used to be a realtor, I had to find the old listing. I would go back 2 or 3 agents, find theirs. I would copy what they said. I'd copy what they said and copy. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to use this word. We've all done this. I don't lie. There's no plagiarism in real estate. Now you can do it with AI, much simpler and much faster. But everyone's doing the generic prompt. I'm selling 123 Main Street. Give me a great listing. We're going to talk about custom GPTs and having a better way of doing that. But clearly, that's one example. People are also using it to generate their social media strategy. Not only can it generate the content, it can generate the calendar as to when to schedule your posts. It can give you the video descriptions, the scripts, so on and so forth. This is very popular, what people are using it for. So if you're struggling on what do I say and what do I do and how do I do it, just ask AI. It's there for you and we'll do it for free. People are, of course, doing video titles and thumbnails. So if you are putting out social media content and you want that perfect thumbnail image of what you want, AI can generate it for you, as you can see by all these images here. And again, what you're seeing here is more cartoony. There are hyper-realistic AI generators that can make photorealistic, you can use stuff like Midjourney, where you can take an image of yourself, cast it into it, and it can make any image of you doing anything you want, and it's surreal. But that's a little bit more advanced, but people are doing it. Of course, you can use it to do your video scripts, as we've talked about, direct mailers, crafting compelling headlines. These are all things that we all are familiar with because I've talked about in the past. I just wanted to reiterate what people are currently doing it, and we're going to talk about what people are doing now. I use it a lot for communications. Whenever you're communicating with a client, a spouse, another agent, sometimes it's frustrating to convey your point. Did you know you can copy and paste conversations into ChatGPT and ask it to respond in the appropriate tone? So maybe you want to be a little bit more firm with that difficult agent. Maybe you want to take a step back when you're dealing with a loved one. Maybe you want to be more humorous with a particular person. I do this all the time. I have a whole different conversation tone based on who I'm talking with, and I'll have my thoughts in this great email. I'm like, it doesn't look right, punctuation. I just throw it into AI and say, can you clean this up and make it more professional? It's astounding. And people go, you're such a good writer. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's AI doing for it. But that's something you may be already aware of we can do. If you're looking to do a blog post, again, there's sky's the limit because there's no limit on what kind of content you can put out there. And of course, doing with Google Business Profiles, which is an entirely separate class on generating content. So I just wanted to kind of touch on what people are doing it for, and I want to kind of take it to the next level and show you what people are doing with it now. Chatbots are going to be the future. This is where you're going to and it's happening now, you're going to be able to take your content, your tone of voice, your background, your profile, your history, everything and anything about your business, your career, your reviews, and you can put it into a system so that when clients reach out, the chatbot, just like you talk to ChatGPT, the chatbot will respond to the clients in real time as if it was you. In other words, they have no idea. And not only will it respond in text, it's gotten to the point, and we'll show you today, where it's actually a video avatar of yourself. It looks like you, talks like you, and it will soon mimic you in every shape and form. And what the whole point of this is you guys got to remember, I'm not here to give you another thing to learn or another CRM to follow or another technology to spend hours learning. It's all about finding stuff that takes away the mundane, dreary, boring task. In other words, empowering you guys versus just giving you another thing to learn. So we're going to show you how to do that and give you a little taste of what that looks like. Again, if you're not using it to clean up your Facebook social profile, your LinkedIn profile, soliciting customer reviews, cleaning up those reviews and summarizing them into a value proposition or a mission statement, these are all just ideas that get your brain going. A lot of people, as I said, use it to respond to customers directly. Lastly, this is, again, just summarizing. I'm going to show you how to do some of this. Updating contracts, documents, what are they called? Spreadsheets. These are things, if it's a digital document, anything that you can think of that can be electronically put into it, you can use AI to analyze it. So one of the powerful things you can do with ChatGPT with the paid account are do what are called GPTs. Now, I don't like the particular word because I like to just refer them to as apps because we all know what apps are. Within ChatGPT, the mothership, the main component, if you have the paid account, you can basically create your own dedicated, personalized GPT. They have a whole bunch of them already available to you. And what they are is if you're using regular ChatGPT, that's like basic, bland, generic. It's designed to handle a wide array of things. Whereas when you have the ability to create a custom GPT, you can fine tune. You can tailor it to with a specific domain or task or topic, and you can actually deploy it to do specific things. And you're like, well, what do you mean? Well, I personally, and I'll do a demonstration after this show that will show you what I use it for, but I have, for example, I have particular GPTs. I have one for Anne Arundel County and all the production of all the realtors in Anne Arundel County. I have a GPT for Howard County. I have a GPT for the Maryland contract to sale so that I can ask the contract questions if I need an explanation on something. I have a GPT for my personal life situation with an attorney I'm dealing with. I have a GPT for my son and all his life and everything he's accomplished. So when I go into that particular, I can ask specific questions that only are relevant to that. And what I teach agents to do is you want to make one that maybe crafts your listings. Instead of just starting new every time, make me a listing description for this property. You have a dedicated custom GPT that knows who you are, how you speak, what your client base is, how you'd like the information displayed. And every time you get a new listing, you go to your custom GPT that happens to be the listing one, and it will write you such a better content and show you way better information than if you just go to the general purpose GPT. And this is what the screen looks like, and I'll give you some examples. But I basically like to have the explanation. It's a tailored version of ChatGPT. It's designed to meet specific needs. It gives personalized responses, enhanced functionality, and it's a game changer when you learn and understand how to do it. It's very easy to do, and I'll show you when we're done after this one. I like it because it can be personalized. You can make it industry specific. You can make it automate, and you can integrate it into your chatbots or your CRM. Here's an example just that they use to make a custom GPT for your listing descriptions. You can use this prompt and you just tell the GPT, your primary function is to write compelling photo descriptions and full listing copy for real estate properties. You must adapt your responses according to the specific task and the users for the two options, the photo description and the full listing copy. So this will always remain ready for you to go. And all you have to do is upload the photos from Bright or from your photographer and maybe give it a copy of the Bright listing printout, and it will write that listing and be fantastic. And it's always waiting and ready and to show you instead of just doing a generic one. And I'll touch on that one and show you how to do that. But here's where I really wanted to take it today. I wanted to say, get away from the old way of doing things because everyone knows about that. And I want you guys to be prepared that where we are now is not only can you text and get a text response, and not only can you talk to it and get a voice response, which we can show you, you can also text and get an image. But are you aware you can now text and get video? In other words, we're at the point now that with the paid version, you have access to ChatGPT's software called Sora. So I can type in anything I want and any ridiculous thought that pops into my mind, and I can make it into a 10-second video. You're limited to 10 seconds because you'll see by the quality why that's limited. But if you pay for the $200 a month program, you get longer videos and you get more of them. But let me show you an example of what. This is AI generated. This is not real, but you won't be able to tell if you're a client. So this is an example of a person walking down a Tokyo street. This is their demonstration of where video generation is going. And this is just from a text response. This is going to be Alibaba's Wan AI, which is coming out. This is going to be open source and free. As you can see, some of these are ridiculous what you can do. But I mean, if I didn't tell you this was AI generated or not real, would you be able to really tell? It's kind of scary. Yeah, there's going to be some wonkiness and some serious, sometimes funny things that you look at. But I'm showing you this because here's where people are going. If you have the paid version for $20 a month, you get up to 50 videos a month in 720 resolution, up to 10 seconds long, or 20 seconds, I think. The pro account gets you 500 videos, unlimited, and then 1080p resolution. You're like, okay, Chris, well, why would I need video content? Well, how about this? You take your AI and you ask it, can you help me create a prompt for using Sora for video content? I want you to create a video clip that would be relevant for video content for realtors. I want you a downtown shot of Annapolis at sunset with boats in the Chesapeake Bay in the background. So I asked AI to make the prompt, and I want to touch on that. A lot of people go, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to ask the right prompt. What is prompt engineering? What am I supposed to do? All you have to do is go, I don't know what I'm doing. Here's what I want to accomplish, and ask the AI to do it for you, and it will do it. It's astounding that people don't realize that, but all I did is I took my prompt, it wrote the prompt for me, and then I pasted it in the video, and this is an AI-generated video of downtown Annapolis. Is that really Annapolis? No. Is that real boats? No. It obviously used the state capitol or the Naval Academy, but how about this? I want you to do a cinematic montage of downtown Annapolis, Maryland, capturing the most iconic landmarks and vibrant atmosphere. Start with a sweeping aerial shot of the waterfront of the city dock. This is obviously ridiculous because they're standing in the water, which I laughed at when I saw. If you ever see Annapolis like this, I don't know where it is, but for the general public, I'm just trying to convey an idea of where things are going. This is supposed to be Ego Alley. Obviously, it's way more advanced, but you get my point. This is not real people. And this is only going to get better and better and better. So as a realtor, what if you could do a neighborhood spotlight? You don't have to hire that drone footage anymore and pay that thousands of dollars. You do an aerial drone footage of a neighborhood. Maybe you want to do a luxury home tour and you want to convey clients, again, for maybe social media content. Maybe you want to just do it to get attention and eyeballs. Maybe you want to sell a particular lifestyle for an area. You just have the AI generate the prompt that you want it to say, depending upon where you're marketing, and you can do it. Maybe you want to give a home buyer a journey and show them what it's like to do a home inspection or a house. This is where we're going, and today is the worst day it's ever going to be. Tomorrow it'll be even better. It'll be longer. It's getting to the point where you're going to be able to, you just saw me do it with the music. You're going to be able to do it with video. You're going to be able to create television shows from your long lost shows that have been canceled. You're going to be able to generate movies with actors that have never performed together. You're going to be able to take content. The sky's the limit. It's kind of scary, but you guys have to understand this is what people are going to be expecting. Maybe some home selling tips. This one made me laugh, like a day in the life of a realtor. People love this kind of stuff, except when you realize that this particular woman has no pants on in this, I don't know what's going on there, but I laughed when I saw that. But you guys are getting the sense, if you're not doing this kind of stuff, or at least knowing that it's coming and familiarizing yourself, what are you going to do? How are you going to compete against agents that are using this stuff when you're like, well, I put a sign in the yard and I put it in the MLS and here's my printout? No. What if you could generate an avatar of yourself that speaks and talks and can represent any of your listings? I can show you how to do that. So I use a particular program called HeyGen, Heygen. HeyGen is AI, and it's not ChatGPT, but I use it to generate video content. And I use AI to generate a script, and then I paste that script into HeyGen. And what HeyGen has done is it allowed me to create a digital avatar of myself. Some of you are comfortable in camera, most of you aren't. Some people like filming themselves, most of you aren't. Some people like their voice, most don't. I have no problem, but there are people that don't have the time, the willingness, or the knowledge. What if you can make one video and never have to film yourself again? You just type into a prompt, whatever you want to say, whatever outfit you want to wear, whatever hairstyle you want, and whatever location, as much as you want, and have content generated unlimited. Well, you can do that now. So I just took AI, I generated a script, I put that script into my HeyGen. This is obviously me, but I've never spoken these words. I've never made this video. This was all generated by AI. It took my modalities, my mannerisms, my voice, it analyzed it, and now is sitting there. Anytime I want, I can have it say whatever I want. This is just an example so you can see.
Thinking about moving to Annapolis? Let me show you why this historic waterfront city might just be the perfect place for you to call home.
Sounds like me. Looks like me.
Annapolis is a perfect blend of historic charm.
So I made that obviously just as a demonstration. I would of course like to play it up. I'd like to make myself look better. This is kind of scary. Now back up to that video, just so you know, with HeyGen, before you can do anything like this, for obvious security reasons, you have to give video consent. You have to say, I, Chris Baker, do give permission, because trust me, I've already tried. I was going to make videos of my friends doing crazy stuff. And it's scary because people are doing it. With the world that we're in now, just be wary when you see stuff. Always question it, because it can get a little like, is that real? Is that not real? So in this example, I wasn't being nefarious by any means, but I just grabbed a photo. You're hard to find photos of. I got you off your website. I obviously used an AI generated voice because I don't have your voice. Could I have figured it out? Maybe, but I want to demonstrate the principle of it. Imagine I wanted to promote myself, but I just don't want to be on camera. I really like this photo. I took it and it was a great day. The sun was shining, my hair looked perfect, and I want to make that video. And again, this is just an example. You're going to hear an AI generated voice. I just picked one because I just said female voice and I went with the first one, but just to demonstrate the point.
Hey everyone, I'm Alyssa Bond, and I've been in the real estate industry since 2003.
I stole your bio.
Helping buyers, sellers, and investors navigate the market.
It's a little weird.
Professional, responsive, and attentive service.
But got back to that, because that was a still image that animated to make like a video, versus this was a digital avatar that I recorded. It knows my facial movements. It actually can now replicate my movements. But look at the difference between when I talk.
Moving to Annapolis?
Looks like a real person. Again, I've never spoken those words versus that.
Hey everyone.
But I'm just demonstrating the possibilities of where AI is going. Guys, anyone here using CapCut? Most people are familiar with it. It's on your phone. It's owned by TikTok. People use it to generate content, video editing. It's a wonderful piece of software. It is free. A lot you can do with CapCut is free. I just want to emphasize that if you have that and you're using it for video content, I do want to recommend that you download the desktop version, because it's so much more versatile and so much more you can do with it. But one of the things you can do with CapCut and a lot of the other software is not only generate content like this, you can upload videos into it, change the language, change the background, change the look. I am not 100% familiar with CapCut. I'm just starting to play with it. There's some things I like. There's some things I don't. One of the things I do like is you can add and overlay your captions. I already have a dedicated app I'll show you in a minute that does that. But there's everything from green screens to changing the language. And it's a lot of fun if you're willing to look into it. But I wanted to let you know that another thing it does is it can take long content. Maybe you have like a video that I'm doing today and you upload long form video, it will parse it up and it will create short form videos. So maybe you take this hour-long class, you put it into CapCut, and there's other programs that do this, and it divvies it up so you have a lot of content to share on your various social media. That's just one feature of it. This was me taking the CapCut, and just like a lot of the other AIs, I can generate scripts. So if you have a particular software you're using, you won't need this, but it's nice to know you can do it. But this video translator, I wasn't too impressed with, but it is in there where I can upload a video of me, and then I can just choose the language. And now I have access to different brands. If you want to speak Russian or if you want to speak Spanish. The problem is if they call me and respond, I don't know what to say because I don't speak Russian. But here is the reason, again, back to HeyGen and why I love it. Not only did you see it doing the video representation of my avatar, but here's what it looks like. And again, I don't speak Spanish. So you'll see the video on the left is me. Again, I've never spoken these words. It was my video avatar. But if I wanted to speak Spanish, that opens up a whole nother world for marketing. So
Hi, I'm Chris, a real estate professional with a strong background in residential sales, title insurance, and agent support. Over the years, I've honed inteligencia artificial, complex topics, simple.
it looks like I'm speaking Spanish. It does the words, my lips, my voice. Isn't that crazy that I can speak any language. I can say, speak in a funnier tone, speak with a Russian accent. If I came from with an Irish background, I can have it do different dialects, different tones, different things. The sky's the limit, guys. It's crazy. You can also use it to generate AI imagery. Now, some of these are a little weird, and I laugh because of my hairline and the way it makes me look. But guys, what do we pay for a photographer now? There's tons of them out there where you can use AI to generate photos, videos, and I can get headshots done now for basically nothing. And I can put myself in any outfit. I can put myself in any background. This was just a couple headshot professional nature pack. This is built into HeyGen, but the one that a lot of people are using for headshots, I think it's called Remini or Remini, 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 and it's like $9 a month, Remini, and Remini, and you can pay like $9, get your headshots, and then download them, and then quit the app. I mean, a lot of people do. And I can tell you, half the agents out there are like, that doesn't look real. But does that really matter? I mean, you don't want to like catfish everybody, but at the same time, if it generates looks, I mean, some of these I can get away with, some of them I can't. But if you understand the power of where we're going, think about this. You have a listing and you have your photo AI generated in front of the house, or a video of you talking to the seller when you go out to meet them, already standing there putting the sign in the yard. It's like assumptive selling. This is what people are doing right now. This is, again, another example of me just taking a still photo. I'm not a fan of this because, again, it looks weird, but it's just demonstrating the possibility of the tech.
I'm doing a demonstration of what it looks like.
That's not me talking. It was the AI generating my voice. But you get my point. Here's why I'm showing you that. A lot of people, and this is kind of a questionable topic, are taking videos or images of deceased loved ones or past relatives and having conversations with grandma that's no longer with us. And you can have I mean, this gets weird, but I mean, AI now makes people hugging and kissing and high-fiving and interacting, and students are learning from AI avatars about the Gettysburg Address with Abraham Lincoln talking to them. I mean, these are where we're going. It's crazy. And I like to incorporate it into real estate because the future is here. CapCut, by the way, also does captions. If you don't do this, if you are generating any type of video content, keep in mind we're all guilty of this. We're in the store, we're in the grocery store, we're at the doctor's office, we're watching the videos on our phones like we all do. And you're looking at the captions because you have the sound turned down. If you're not putting captions on your video content, you're missing out because a lot of people don't always listen with the sound on. CapCut does that. My favorite use of that feature is an app called Captions. And the reason I like Captions, it is about $9 a month, is it's easy to use. Not only does it generate the captions, but this is a feature that I really like. And I think I may have showed this last time, but let me let her talk about it and then I'll show you what I mean.
So what's funny about this video is that I'm actually staring at a script and reading from a script, but a neural network makes it look as if I'm looking at the camera. And also the captions
captions that you see here were not done by my editor. They were done by a neural network. It's just amazing how the world is changing with AI. All you have to do is upload a video where you're reading from a script. The app is called Captions, and it has this feature where it makes you look at the camera. Isn't that exciting?
So a lot of people aren't comfortable on camera, so they read a script. Not only can you have that feature where you're reading off camera, but the AI makes it look like you're looking at the audience. A lot of the software, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, have what's called a teleprompter feature, where you can generate a script, write your own script, or have AI make the script, and then it scrolls in front of the screen. So as you're looking and reading it, it looks like you're reading it from the camera, just like a television show. That is something we can teach you to do. So guys, there's really no excuse to make content. You have AI generate the content, AI script the content, AI film the content. You can even have AI generate the content and make an avatar. And then if you really feel comfortable and you want to get on camera, you can do so now with technology like this. And then once you make your videos, however you do it, I always recommend you can always export the transcript. A lot of people don't know you can do this. You take what you said in your video and say, turn it into a social media prompt. So you're reusing and regenerating and recycling your content. Because if you're doing one video on Facebook, why aren't you putting it on Instagram? Why aren't you sharing on TikTok? Why aren't you doing it on LinkedIn? However you want, because the more outsource and reaching you can do, the more you're going to be found. But take this long conversation you had in your video and turn it into a post. AI can do that for you. You guys are probably familiar with RPR. RPR is only offered to you guys as realtors. It's a wonderful app. I know when I was a realtor, I loved it because I was able to generate those property description video links and seller reports. What I found though is they were overwhelming. There was like 50, 60 pages. Built into RPR is a fantastic feature because a lot of agents want to go out and get data and they want to do market stats, they want to do reports, they want to share it with their clients, and they use ChatGPT or whatever. The beauty of RPR is, guys, this is tied directly to the MLS. So you have a raw feed of data that's giving you the relevant information that you can use right from within RPR. You can generate scripts, market data, reports, all using AI right from within. I don't have access to this because I am not a member of Bright, and neither is the general public. But here is an example, and I'm going to let Jimmy Burgess, who I believe you guys all know because I think he's out of Florida with your company. This is him explaining it.
The screen, I want to show you exactly how to see this. So we're going into this, and we're on the RPR main page, and we're going to go up to the research portion up top here.
Type in the address, neighborhood.
We're going to click on residential market trends. That's going to take us to this page where we have the ability. I'm just going to utilize R32459. That's the zip code we service in. And what's going to happen is it's going to give us all these reports. But if you'll notice right up here to the right, you'll see this Create Script tab. Now, when we click that Create Script tab, this is where the AI comes in. It's going to take us to the next page, and it's going to give us the ability to choose our tone on what we're looking for: professional, engaging, or something that's conversational. And also, we can address whether we're wanting this to be directed at buyers and sellers, buyers specifically, or sellers specifically. The next thing we're going to do is this tab down here. We're going to click this social campaign, and here's what's going to happen is all of the details of the entire market of what's been going on, the statistics-wise, it's going to convert this to an SEO-optimized social media post that gives us the ability that's going to have hashtags, it's going to have the emojis, and it's going to have something. Now, I would encourage you with all of this, anything you're doing with AI, make sure you change it up a little bit and you put in your own words. But now what's happened is you've got a complete social media ability to post something that has all of the market details. It gives you a detailed report, and you've utilized AI to give it to you in a way that is easy for you then to have the ability to transfer that in. The next tab, we're going to go back up there. Instead of keep clicking on the social campaign, we're now going to click on Analyze Metrics. And what you'll see here is this is giving this to you in the form of a blog post or something that is more written. This could be from LinkedIn. Again, modify this to be in your voice, but you've got all the statistics on what's going on in your local marketplace that's already organized to you in just a few clicks. And last but not least, create video blog or create video scripts on the next tab. This is going to give us a script. Again, put this in your voice, but you've got a video script now where you can absolutely give an update on your current market with all that. And if you have trouble reading your script, remember what we just talked about? Just print up what you have right here, take it, put that post up, read that script, move it into the Captions app. You got that eye contact you were looking for, and now you've got something you can really work with. All right, next up.
If you take one thing away from it, use this, guys. It's already built in. You all have access to it. You use your NERDS number to get into the program. you access it, and now you have data that people are begging for. It will generate it for you. And here's an idea I got from Tom Ferry, the real estate guru coach. He says, imagine this, you go into a listing presentation. You've never met the seller before. I don't know what you guys do to set yourself apart, but sometimes it's difficult to make yourself stand out in a market. How about this? You show up and you say, Mr. Seller, I just want to let you know, I appreciate the opportunity to come speak to you about selling your house. Let me tell you why you're going to select me and why I'm different. Not only have I taken it upon myself to generate all this wonderful marketing content, I did want to let you know I've generated a Facebook SEO optimized target ready audience post with the script that I did with AI. I've generated video content that you demonstrated there that was done with AI. And you said, you know what, not only have I done that, I've also had it generate an Instagram post because I do think social media is important. And I want to let you know what I've generated and I'm going to show you that. And then you go, oh, and by the way, I also use this to generate a LinkedIn business profile because I have access to all my network of other realtors I work with. And on top of that, I did also create an SEO optimized YouTube video that I'm going to be generating and putting out because YouTube is the second most searched website on planet Earth because it's owned by Google. And last but not least, I did generate a TikTok video. And you show in, took 30 seconds with AI because you have all these reports, you have RPR generating it for you, you have ChatGPT maybe making, and you show in with that, the seller's going to go, holy cow. They don't know you did all this with AI, but you're going to demonstrate your value and set yourself apart. I think that's a great idea. Tom Ferry's teaching that. I don't know if agents are using that, but all the tools are there. I would just say run with it if you want to take anything from this. So everyone knows about the typical stuff we're doing: content creation, email campaigns, blogs, real estate listings, SEO, training, education. These are all, again, I'll share these slides. You can see them. But here's what I want to make sure. If you do have ChatGPT and you do have the paid account, under the settings, you want to make sure under the personalization tab, you can have ChatGPT personally know who you are, what you do, how you like to respond, what your target audience is, so that every interaction from this point forward that you ask ChatGPT, for my example, it knows I'm Chris, I'm 30 years former realtor, I'm in the title business, I have a 15-year-old son, I target and work with realtors, I like to teach AI, and I like to have my conversations funny, witty, and full of technology. So every question I ask, it will respond knowing that about me. It also has a feature built in called memory that knows that it has particular details about my life and things that I've asked. You can turn it on or off. I just find that once you use this superpower and give it the specifics about your business and how you like to respond, we're all different, it will change the game on how your content comes out. So again, this is called customization under the personalization tab on ChatGPT. You also have managing the memory, and memory, it's hilarious. If you've been using it as long as me, when you go on there and you see all the things you've asked, you may want to delete some stuff, you may want to remember stuff, but it's kind of fun. You can turn it on or off. I just find the value is in having ChatGPT respond the way you want it versus the generic version. So that's built into the settings. New feature also of ChatGPT that people aren't aware of, this is again if you have the $20 a month, is you have the ability now to have tasks. What do you mean, Chris? What do you mean tasks? Well, I can now tell the AI to remind me to do something, set up a workflow. Maybe you have a particular way that when you get a listing, you need to do this. Get the EMD, schedule the sign installation, get the deposit filled out, get the contract to the other agent, get your transaction coordinator. You might have a system that works for you, but now you can have AI do it and it will remind you. It'll notify you through an email. You can have it notify you through the app. You can have it notify you via text. And here's some examples of tests. Maybe you want to remind you to drink a glass of water, schedule a regular date night, plan a client appreciation event. I personally use it every day. I have it send me a motivational quote. I have it send me something to do to make a joke with my son. And I have it remind me of the top AI news out there in the world. So maybe you want to curate news. Maybe you want to curate recipes. It doesn't matter. If you can think of it, AI can do it for you. And many, many people don't know this is a feature that's built in. I just wanted to share that with you guys. That's done within ChatGPT. Back to my screen. When you are in ChatGPT at the very top, you're going to see this drop-down menu. When you select it, it'll tell you the different versions. I think this can get confusing. By default, everyone by default has the GPT newest version, but then one of the newer versions it's going to say is GPT with tasks. You want to select that, and that'll give you the opportunity. So I just say, remind me to stretch at 4:45, or don't forget every day to input your follow-up calls, whatever you want. If you want something that keeps you on track, on time, it's like having an accountability buddy. Maybe you want to use it for coaching or I'm using it to learn Spanish. Every day I get a word. It tells me how to practice that word, and then I interact with it. It's fantastic, but I just wanted you guys to be aware. Not a lot of people know that. And these are all some examples of AI. Here's a thing that I'm not going to really go too far into. I just want you to be aware of it. For the $200 a month premium plan, for those that are interested, this is where we're going. This is called ChatGPT Operator. This is what they call agentic AI. It's at the point now where, let's say you're going on a vacation. Right now, you probably have to go to Google. You have to research your destination, book the hotel, get the restaurant set up, get the flight organized, or get your car, know where you're going to go, plan your itinerary. Well, now with ChatGPT Operator, you just say, I'm going to Italy, go. It does it for you. Using the website, it will go out and it will visit all the flight. It'll find the flight. You tell it, of course, the specifics, when you're going and all that. It will then organize the flight, book the car, schedule the hotel. It will do everything for you. So imagine this, and this is very soon coming within the next 5 years. You tell your AI operator, got a new contract, go. It's going to set up the showings, order the sign, send out the earnest money deposit reminder to your clients, notify the title company, submit the contract to your compliance department. It's going to, again, reach out and schedule all the showing feedback requests. It's going to do everything for you because, again, where we're going is taking you guys out of the sausage making, as Tom Ferry says. It keeps you aligned with what you do best, communicating with your clients. But a lot of people are doing this now with restaurants. Like, I want to go out to dinner. It'll go out and set the restaurants, organize it, and do it for you. But it's crazy. And I've watched this demonstrate. Is it a little bit, it's not quite there yet. But the fact that this is even a possibility in 2025, just imagine in 1 year how much we've accomplished. In 5 years, it's going to be incredible. Here's something I use AI for, and I think a lot of people don't do. You have to have, again, the Plus account because that gives you the ability to do file uploads. And when I say file uploads, again, anything digital, a PDF, a website, a video, an Excel spreadsheet, a PowerPoint, doesn't matter. If it's digital, you can upload it. So I like to take data that I have extracted from Brokermetrics. I have access to all the agents' production, and I can take an agent's production. This might be good for managers. This might be good for when you're looking to recruit agents. You can literally take and analyze data, and again, I use it for agents, and then I can have it break down and explain to me what that agent does, but then visualize it. So I just happen to use here AI for Berkshire Hathaway in Annapolis to visualize that data. Who's the number one agent in the interrental market and what's stats? And this is just an example of what I use it for. What if you took and you used Bright to maybe find a geographic farm, a neighborhood, a target audience, and you go in there and you say, okay, I want you to, and as you guys know, you can manipulate and move the columns. You can create your own custom CMA or however you want. Maybe you get something like the deed record date. How long did they purchase the property? The tax ID number, the seller's name, address, the mortgage loan amount, when the house was built. And then you say, okay, export. You export that into a PDF, you upload it into ChatGPT, and you say, how many sales took place that were colonial style and 3 or more bedrooms? Boom, it gives you a report. And then you come back or say, who's more likely to list their house in the next year? Well, you've got when the house was bought, you know what the loan balance is, you know what the neighborhood demographics. You get my point is you have all this data, but we don't know what to do with it. Well, AI will chew through it like nothing. When I was an agent, I would use it to upload the home inspection report. And I would say, tell me what the PIN, how do I fill the PIN out? What should I ask? And it would tell me the item of concern that I need to ask the seller. I had a multiple offer situation. I had multiple offers. I put them in an Excel spreadsheet. I threw the Excel spreadsheet into the AI and I said, which offer should I take? And it basically said, based on the data, the input, the concession, the list price, loan type, this is the offer you should take. Now, of course, my realtor skill set would tell me I'm going to make sure I pick the right one, but it's fascinating. People are doing this. I'm not saying you necessarily have to. People are using it to upload their medical records and getting diagnoses. People are using it to do their taxes for them. People are using it to generate content, contracts, or analyze contracts. You have literally access to everything that's ever been generated in the world in one spot, and then AI can analyze it, interpret it, and explain it to you. This is, again, some examples of some agents in Harford County. Maybe you want to do an interactive property comparison dashboard and upload MLS data to do neighborhood price trends, maybe an investment property analysis, personalized property recommendation. You have a client and you have a personalized ChatGPT for this buyer and a personalized GPT for this buyer. In there, you put their motivation, their income, their credit, their wants, their desires, their kids. And anytime a house comes out that they like, you say, this is the type of house they like. And now you have dedicated AI that knows that client backwards and forwards. And you can then start sending them houses that match the criteria they're looking for, because AI says, oh, they like this. And you interpret it, and then you can look like the rock star. And you use your expertise along with AI to give you market condition reports, commute optimization. If there's data, AI can interpret it and explain it. And again, maybe you want to overlay a map, grab a particular geographic area. Maybe you want to export a particular bright MLS printout. It's all available. And these are things we can delve more deeper into it. But I just wanted you guys to think about some of the things people will do with AI. Maybe you want to have some recommendations for sellers based on the data. Is it better to sell in the winter, late summer? Maybe you want to do a pricing strategy based on square footage. I wouldn't know how to do that, but with AI, if you have the data, which you all have access to, all you have to do is export it and send it in, and you can ask it unlimited ways to interpret that report. And then you can generate using Claude or ChatGPT and make visual things that you can then make a video of, because you can make a script. You put your head on there and go, hey, here's the average price by bedroom. Or you have your head pop up and talk about seasonal market trends. And that's the stuff people are going to remember. Oh my God, that Chris guy knows everything about everything, because I'm getting the content and I'm putting it out there, all using AI. Lastly, I wanted to touch on virtual staging. Guys, we know what this is. It's self-explanatory, but if you're paying for staging, we all know how expensive that can get. For a few $100s now, you're able to generate homes that are vacant or don't have any content or furniture inside. They don't sell as fast as ones that do. You can now upload your empty rooms and have AI. You just pick the style, the kind of furniture, and you can generate any kind of room you want. This is crazy that you can do that, and it looks fantastic. Sure beats having to have a company rent furniture and bring it physically out there. I'm going to demonstrate this in a minute, but this is Google's Notebook LM. This is another AI technology that's free to use. This is very powerful. It was generated for students and universities. What I've been using it for is I watch a lot of YouTube content. I can upload YouTube videos. Not only will it summarize the YouTube video, I can ask questions, get a summary sheet. I can do it with books I've read, do it with contracts I'm interpreting. But what really got me, and this throws a lot of people off, but it works for me. I had recently lost my mother, and I had conversations I had with her on some complex topics regarding her estate. And I took those voice recordings, I had exported them and put them into the AI. And it's able to help me make a clear delineation of things we've talked about. But when I show you what you can do in addition to just having that transcription and that data, I can generate a podcast, is the best way to put it, with AI, where a voice man and a voice woman who sound indistinguishable from real people will have a discussion as if it's a podcast. And I can call in and interrupt and ask questions about any of these topics. So in this example, I'll show you that. It'll summarize. It's so amazing. I'll be driving down the road dealing with a particular topic or something, that a use case scenario, and to be able to hear it and then at the same time go back and ask it questions, it's so much faster, and students are using this to learn. So I'm going to demonstrate this so you guys can see in real time. Google also has a feature. This might be getting a little bit more advanced. I'm just making you aware of it. Google AI Studio is another free software where once you give it permission, Google uses its Gemini database for AI and allows you to take over your computer if you give it permission. And it's like having a real live tutor. I was trying to learn how to use CapCut, and in real time, the AI was talking to me as if I had a tutor. It was like, all right, Chris, go here and click this. I'm like, wait, how do I do this? As I'm talking to it, and it was like, okay, you're going to need to do this and this. And it was showing me how to do it. I'm like, I don't have to pay for a tutor on anything I want to learn, because Google now allows you to do that with Studio. We all know ChatGPT has the voice feature. I'm going to show you what that looks like in a second. And then the newest one that just came out last week, which is Sesame. This to me is so mind-blowing. Until I show you a demo, it's crazy where it's going. But I also like to share that if you're not using a software like Otter, or Zoom has this built into it, the iPhone has this built into it. Anytime I meet with a client or I have an in-depth discussion or we're just talking a lot, my Otter software runs in the background, transcribes it, summarizes it, breaks it down, and then sends out tasks for people to follow up. So we're all gathering so much information now, it's sometimes hard to keep notes. The Otter will do it for you. But I just wanted to finish on this about, again, it's all about being AI empowered versus tech enabled. You don't want to just utilize technology like we've been doing with phones and pagers and lockboxes and MLS logs in and apps and software. It's about using AI to make your life better. finding one or two things that take away stuff that takes time. And this, again, is going to be something we're all going to learn along the way. Where we're going exactly in the specifics, I'm trying to learn, but I know it's a lot. I know it's like overwhelming, and where do I even start? I always like to just come from the school of thought, like, guys, if you don't know this is happening, you're going to get run over. At least you're getting more familiarized with this. But let me demonstrate to you so you can see in real time, what did I mean by Google LM and the notebook? So I'm going to go right now to Notebook LM, and I'm going to show you, go back to a particular notebook. So I have all my different notebooks in there, and anytime if I want, I can create a new notebook, which I can add and upload sources. I can anything from a website to a YouTube video, maybe it's a Google Doc, Google Slides, or a PDF. You put whatever source material you want in there, and once that source material is in there, you can then ask it questions. So for example, I have the Maryland contract of sale. All I did was took the MAR contract of sale, I uploaded the PDF, it summarized it for me. And now, if I'm a new agent or just an agent that's a little rusty and I want to ask questions that I can't get a hold of my broker, I can say, what does time is of the essence mean? What is the difference between closing cost and down payment? Who pays for closing costs at settlement? What does it mean to have this, that? And AI generates the summary documents and questions. But here's where it gets fun, is I can have it generate a podcast. Let me load this one. And this will analyze the document. Maybe it's a YouTube video, maybe it's a voice memo from someone you took in the past, and will generate an AI conversation. And in this example, you're going to hear, this is not real. This is a generated man and woman having a talk show about the Maryland contract of sale.
All right, listener name. You ready to dive into this Maryland real estate contract? We've got all 11 pages right here.
Yeah, it's not exactly light reading, is it?
Definitely not beach reading material.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, that's like
absolutely crazy.
the fact. So if you're trying to learn a topic, a subject, or you just want to delve deeper into anything you can imagine, imagine the power. I mean, I have my trust documents. I have my mom's will. I have websites I've gone over. I have books I'm reading. I have them all in here. If I even want to get my disc profile, I didn't even know what a high I meant when I came to my disc profile. But now I have my disc profile. I can ask it questions, but then if I want, I can literally load the conversation and the AI will generate based on that content. And the more content I put, the more specific. So you guys, you might want to create these for every individual client and their purchasing power, maybe their house styles they want to buy, just a demonstration of where we can go. Let me show you Sesame. So Sesame now is going to be open AI. It's going to be open source and free, but this is just a demonstration of where we're going with technology. And I just want you to see the difference between, I'll just use Miles. Let's see how Miles goes. Let me go ahead and allow my microphone. Connecting. Hey, Miles, are you there?
Hey there. Welcome to the wild world of Sesame. Thanks for clicking that button.
Can you hear me okay?
Been looking for loud and clear.
So I'm standing in front of Berkshire Hathaway, and they're a real estate service brokerage, and I'm trying to teach them how to use AI. And I'm wondering if maybe you can give me some ideas of what do realtors need to know about this fast-paced technology?
Whoa, Berkshire Hathaway, that's a big one to handle. Real estate and AI, huh? Interesting combo. Okay, well, first off, realtors need to ditch the idea that AI is going to replace them. It's more like a super-powered assistant. Think about it like this. AI can handle the grunt work, sifting through mountains of data.
All right, stop. I'm hungry and I need some ideas. I like Italian and Thai. Can you give me an idea of what I should eat tonight?
Ooh, tough choice, Italian or Thai? How about a compromise? Spicy basil chicken with a side of garlic nuts? Best of both worlds.
Sounds good. I appreciate your help. You have a good day.
You too. Don't forget to...
Okay, how weird is that? That's like not a real person. So I find myself doing that. I also find myself doing it with the if you have ChatGPT on your phone, let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share. If you have the ChatGPT on your phone, and you'll notice that on mine, it looks like that you have this feature here. Not only can you type in text messages, you can plus it and add documents. You can do web searches. You can even do deep research. But watch this. You click this icon right here.
I can't actually see your screen.
Oh, sorry. Let me turn you off. Sorry, Miles. Give me 1 second. I'm done with you. Let me get out of here. Because I turned off. He was listening in the background. You need to go away. Close out my browser. Okay, so that's done. Let's go back to mirroring. Hey there, are you there?
Hey, Chris, I'm here. What's up?
So I'm sitting in front of a client that speaks Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish. I need you to do me a favor and translate for me. I'm going to be doing a settlement. I need you to prepare what I'm saying in English and translate it to Spanish. And whatever he responds in Spanish, I need you to respond back to me in English. Does that sound okay?
Sure, I can help with that. Let's get started.
Hi, my name's Chris. How are you doing today?
Hola, me llamo Chris. ¿Cómo estás hoy?
I'm good. By the way,
Es-
¿dónde está la biblioteca?
Por cierto, ¿dónde está la biblioteca?
Tell me what he said and said. Anyway, you guys get the point. I don't want to show you, but I use that for translating at settlements where I don't necessarily communicate. It's crazy, but this is where it really gets powerful. So if I create a new conversation, not only can you talk and diverse, and I find myself conversing about everything. I'll start on one topic and I'll go down this rabbit hole. Because imagine you have every topic, every expert of every subject ever created, and you can talk to it and interact in real time. Or here's where it really gets powerful. You start a new conversation, and I'm going to click the video icon in the bottom. Let me see if I can make this a little bit brighter.
Sure, take your time. All set?
Hey, tell me what I'm looking at right now.
I see a TV on the.
How
Looks
about,
like there's a.
what about, I am looking to meet this agent. Can you tell me what I'm looking at?
I see a desk with a computer set up. Are you referring to the flyer on the desk?
Yeah, what about this one right there? Can you read her name?
The name on the flyer is Sharon Clatterbuck, and she's a mortgage loan officer.
Is she worth contacting and reaching out to?
If she's a local mortgage loan officer, it could be beneficial.
All right, hold on. I need decorating tips. Wow, what do you think of my suit?
Your suit looks sharp. The light color is stylish and suits you well. Are you thinking about adding any accessories?
Guys, you get my point. Imagine you're able to go into a house. You need decorating tips. You need explanations over something. You don't know how to program your VCR. It's all available with AI right now, and people don't realize that you can do that. And I'm still astounded when I show people this, that I can do this now, but I went over a lot, and I wanted to see, does anyone have any questions or would like me to delve a little bit deeper or explain anything? Because I kind of rapid fire showed you all this stuff. I don't want to keep going more and overwhelming you more. I just wanted to give you some ideas. Any challenges you guys are facing now with AI, or any things you want to learn that you've heard about? Anything you want to share that you've been using AI? I'd love to learn from you guys. Is anyone doing anything in AI with their real estate that's worked? I'm just curious. Yes. You use Otter? The note transcription? Okay. So you record your conversations when your clients with permission. Okay. And then when you get done your conversations, it transcribes it. And does that help facilitate your next dialogue with that person? Because everything.
I export it out. I export it into a Word document.
And what do you do with it once you export it?
I go back, I read it, I use it, like for my meeting, like if I'm a meeting like this, I'm gonna go back and check out some of the AI sites that you talked about. I use it for that.
Because it helps organize your thoughts. Because what the problem is, a lot of people try to remember everything with our minds. And I think everyone has to get into the habit, especially in a digital world, having a second brain, somewhere to keep your notes, your information. I don't know what you guys use. Some people use Apple Notes. Some people use Google Docs. I don't
like Google Docs.
Whatever you like or what floats your boat, all I want you to know is our brains were not meant to be filing cabinets. And that's the problem, is we're all taught memorize, learn. It's impossible. So I dump everything into my digital notebook, and then I can revisit it. And anytime anyone needs anything, and now AI makes it even easier.
I use ChatGPT for my home inspection.
How do you use it?
I upload my home inspections and then it will pull out report.
Did you learn that from me in the last class, or were you doing it? And how is that working for you?
I love it. But I'm trying to, it was a lot of sites today that you talked about that I never heard about. It's like more and more and more.
Well, that's the
You
thing.
told me about some, and I said, I'm not going to that class because I've already been there. But then you showed us more websites that we.
Did you see anything today? You were like, wow, I didn't know I could do that. Was there anything that was like, I really want to know more about that?
Yes,
I mean, please. I mean, this is
everything to make my life easier.
it is overwhelming. It's never ending, and it's only going to get more and more advanced. I would say from today, my takeaway was to play with AI and use it to teach you what you want it to teach you. I would focus on generating content for social media. And the reason I harp on that is there was a nationally recognized speaker. Her name is Marky Lemons. Marky Lemons came from, she spoke at Anne Arundel County. She is a Chicago broker that's been teaching this. And one of her things that she teaches is generating content. And we in the real estate business, when we say content, I'm not like, here's my new listing, welcome to 123 Main Street. I'm talking about putting out information, education, engaging content so that your name, your face, and your likeness is out there. And in her example, what she used, and I stole this idea, is she says, I use a site called Google Trends. And Google Trends is a fantastic site because Google knows everything about anything. You go to Google Trends, you can narrow it down by zip code, area code, street, state, whatever you want, and you can see what people are actively searching for at that time. She said, in my example, in that moment in time, somebody was looking for short sales. So what she did is she goes, okay, people are looking for short sales. She goes to ChatGPT and goes, make me a 5-part mini series video of how and what short sales are. It generated the content, generated the script, and then she just went and made the videos using, I think, TikTok. And she put it out there. Well, guess what? Anyone that Googles short sales, because that was the relevant hot topic at the time, guess who showed up? Marky Lemon. She goes, use the forward aspect, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Every one of us has a Facebook profile. Everyone in the world is screaming from the rooftops, look at me, look at my kid, look at my job, look at my new car, look at my vacation. You can take that information and use AI to generate posts so you can actively reach out to clients. And maybe you have, I don't know if you guys are all using different CRMs or the same CRMs. There's so much good content out there. It's getting it organized and putting it out there. But she said, if you want to make $100,000 a year, you're going to have to put out like 100,000 words of content. Well, I don't know how to do that. Now AI can do that. If you want to elevate your income, you got to elevate the content you put out there. Videos, blog posts, LinkedIn, whatever it is you want, there's no limit now what you can do. You used to have to pay a copywriter or a web designer or a videographer. All of that stuff is going away and taking over. You're just to be able to sit in front of your house and say, make me content for the next month on this topic, make me the scripts for this social media platform, and then make me the scheduling content calendar so I know when to post it. And it does everything for you. And then all you have to do is follow through. And it's going to get easier and easier. So I was telling Lisa that we could do like a dive on how to do green screen videos or how to do social media videos with the captions. These are all things that I like to touch on, but I think there's no escaping video. It's where we are now. It's the eyeballs or the attention. And if we just go out to anywhere in the world, everyone's on their phones. Everyone's expecting to get content, but it's going to get to the point where all the digital stuff, all the detail-oriented, all the technical stuff that we're doing as realtors now that takes away from your valuable time, that's going to all be handled with AI. Is it going to be an app? Is it going to be your company? Is it going to be a service? I don't know, but it is coming, and you just have to be prepared. So I think the more you play with this, I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I watch the news. I just don't give up on this. Don't say I can't handle it. I'm just going to ignore it because you're just going to, and this is not just real estate, guys. This is everything. But I hope you got something from this. I do apologize that your head is spinning because that's always the case. But I will share all the slides. I will share the video. I also will share from Marky Lemon's 1,000 prompts you can use for real estate. I have her PDF along with Tom Ferry's guide on using AI in real estate. I'll share that stuff with you. And then if you guys want to know a more specific topic, I can come back and we can drill down and do that. I can't, it's trying to keep the people that have been experienced with the people that are new, along with all the new evolution, and try to compile it in 1 hour. It's impossible to do. But any questions? Anyone want to weigh in, talk, ask? Because that's it, guys. I appreciate it. Everyone's so quiet. You're very welcome. You're very, absolutely. Come on in. We don't bite.